Alrighty, welcome everybody to another Let's Play Pass or Play. I am your Nerdentials host, Matt, coming at you right now. Game that we're going to be starting today is Thomas Was Alone. It's got great reviews on it, and it looked like it was pretty simple, but we know how simple it is for me. Apparently I can't really do simple. Anyways, long story short, let's go. Let's... new game. Let's see what happens here. People forget this, it was a massive flop. The coders started adding strings to the owls as a joke.
Thomas was alone. Wow. A weird first thought to have.
Let's see here. Move. Oh, okay. That was interesting. What's going on here?
Thomas decided to start listing his observations for posterity. 1. The whole alone thing. 2. Portals. They led somewhere. He'd yet to work out where.
What is
3.
going on?
Falling. Thomas was absolutely fantastic at falling. He was... Okay, interesting. Thomas couldn't fall past this block. Think, damn it, think! What if there was some kind of inverted fall? Some way to... what's the word? Jump.
I'm digging the narrator, by the way. This is kind of funny. Okay.
A big jump. But Thomas noted there was no real danger in missing it. The world didn't want him to fail here. It was pushing him, but gently.
Wonder... ah, okay.
This all seemed a little dangerous. The world was not to be trusted.
Oh,
It was
okay.
unstable, and it seemed to Thomas that it could let him down at any moment. Thomas wondered whether the portals were actually taking him anywhere. He felt like he was making progress, but there wasn't really any way to know. He seemed to be moving predominantly up and to the right, which might, or might not, be important.
Narrator in this is amazing. Okay, love it.
Paranoia again, but Thomas could have sworn that was becoming more complicated. Always seemed to be one step ahead of his skills. It had been designed just for him. He wondered why. Was the world testing him? No. Too obvious.
Oh, that's pretty entertaining.
Something about the boiling, toxic, glowing water intimidated Thomas. He didn't like it. He certainly didn't want to swim in it. He made another mental note.
Whoops. I think I got there too fast.
The loneliness was getting Thomas. No amount of observation or obsessive note-taking could combat that.
This is interesting.
Thomas had a new theory. The world was training him. He could feel himself getting smarter. There was the mental list to consider. Over the minutes and seconds since his spontaneous generation, he'd become a pretty skilled jumper. He was evolving. He just wished he had someone to share it with.
Uh-oh. I died in it. So you can die by the way. Oh. Okay. Uh-oh. Whoa. 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 What is going on here? Oh. Uh-oh. Hopefully I'm not gonna like die. What is going on here? What is going on here? All the way to the end. Uh-oh. Portal. I submitted hundreds of bug reports. I told that idiot this would happen. Overlapping scripts. More than one AI is bound to be spawned into an environment at some point. Turns out I missed... Oh.
Chris took an immediate and deep dislike to the skinny red rectangle. Who the hell did this Thomas think he was?
Oh. Interesting. Now Thomas is not alone.
Chris had been doing
is with
fine.
Chris.
He wasn't the highest jumper, but he'd held his own. He'd even been graceful at times. Well, not actually. Not technically graceful. It's probably the wrong word, but, you know, fine. There was that skinny little runt leaping about like he owned the place.
That's awesome. So we got Thomas and Christopher. Like Christopher Robin, that kind of hurt. Not gonna lie. Now let's take this. Let's take Christopher down. Down, 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 and down to the ground. Ooh. Okay. I think Thomas has the easiest attributes to go with here. Okay, this is...
Okay, this was more like it. A glowy white thing. Only Chris could get to it. Which, of course, made it all the more enticing. What would it do? What new opportunity might this switch open up to him?
This is interesting. So I gotta go back and forth between Thomas and Chris for going up on this thing.
A chance for Thomas to jump slightly higher than Chris. How fortunate. Seriously, this made the whole switch pressing thing entirely worthwhile.
Dang. This is awesome. Okay.
Was this good? Because on the surface, it did not seem good. Chris was pretty scared. Little Red seemed fine, happy to be on his merry little adventure. Chris couldn't shake the feeling that things had taken a significant turn for the worse since Thomas had joined him.
Oh, this is interesting.
Sure, he'd been able to piggyback his way to ever so slightly higher platforms, but where had that got him? Well, to ever so slightly higher platforms, which was sort of his point.
This is funny. So we get to jump him up here. Oh, nope. We're gonna jump up. Oh, I can't jump up him on top of me. There we go. Doo-doo-doo. Whoop. Since he can jump further. Whoop. Bing! This is pretty honest.
With pure
Alright.
hatred. He seemed so very happy at their situation. Friends together, a brave fellowship of quadrilaterals on a quest for greatness. That would be fine. But it was all the obvious observation that Thomas was doing which grated. Every time they saw something vaguely new, Chris would hear a satisfied little from the vaulting idiot. He hoped the next portal would split them up, if only for a few levels.
Oh. Oh. Oops. Alright. So, what I'm noticing here is this is actually pretty kind of fun. Oh, I still can't make it up there. Okay, so somehow there we go. We get Chris down here at the bottom. Oops. Thomas has to go up top. Of course, because he can jump the farthest. Make the red rectangle do the most work. Whoop! Oop! Oop! I almost jumped over. That would have been bad. And we drop down. And boom. Okay. What the? Now we've got to long
John knew.
Yellow
He
rectangle.
knew that this was his chance. A moment to shine. This was game day.
Okay, so I can't jump here. So... But yet I can... Is there a way I can reverse this? Alright, let's see here. Oh, so I have to... There we go. Oh, okay. This is gonna be kind of interesting. Okay. So. Ooh! I did on accident and I got it on my. Okay.
This would not do. John needed room to show off his exceptional skills. As it was, he was trapped
So
on
we
the
gotta
wrong
put him
side of these
down.
little dot things. Where did they come from, anyway?
This is funny. I'm not gonna lie. This is actually pretty kind of fun. Alright.
John inhaled the air of the open space, and it smelled of awesome. Time to flex those muscles, to put his training to use, time to show those little dots how it was done. John decided to press the switch to let the little dots catch up with him. John cared for his new allies. You could tell from the
So,
sympathetic
John's pretty
expression
awesome.
he practiced in the mirror all these years.
John's pretty awesome.
John was happy to keep helping. He felt it was important to his image that he was seen to help the little guys. He didn't mind them so much either. The red one, Thomas, had a charming way of applauding every time John jumped. The angry orange one was less immediately likeable, but his unremitting cynicism and tutting amused John.
Oops. It's all about teamwork now, people. Teamwork, teamwork. Alright.
This was interesting.
1.10.
Floating target. This would require coordination, balance, and timing. John was sure the dots would be lost, but he was happy to guide them to triumph. Maybe that's what the dots were for. They were there to extend John's reach, to make his performance even more impressive. John liked the thought. He decided to keep them.
That's freaking funny. Okay, so am I able to? Yep. Okay, so there we go. Yay! John is an amazing guy. John. The initial group process possessed simple variations in size and strength. More complex configurations were inevitable. As the error spread, these variations
This
okay.
was how Claire would die.
Isn't it?
She knew it would happen eventually. She was rubbish at jumping, and she moved slowly. She felt a little like her continued existence was breaking some kind of natural order. The crumbling pillar was a dramatic death, she supposed. Wait, what? Claire couldn't shake the feeling that she was not, in fact, dead. It was at that moment that Claire realised she had superpowers.
She could float.
She'd need a cape. There was no getting around that. You couldn't be a superhero without a cape. Claire didn't want confusion. If you saw a cape, that made matters clear. You knew what you were dealing with. Claire was all about communication. And, you know, floating in water, which was her superpower.
Whoops! So we got John and Claire. John, Claire, and Thomas.
Right.
And
fear not, my skinny friends, for I am Claire, and I will save you. Claire needed to come up with a superhero name as soon as possible. Claire was rubbish.
Claire can swim. She doesn't die. She had superpowers.
Claire arrived just in time, which was, of course, the perfect moment for superheroes to arrive. Began to rise. Claire vowed to save this little rectangle in as many restarts as it took. Claire wondered if Thomas would make a good sidekick. Or was she more the Lone Avenger type?
The Lone Avenger type.
The sole hero in a world of rectangles and conveniently placed pools of toxic water.
Toxic water. Alright, I'm going to stop it there, folks. And I'm going to give you my raw take on this game. I like it. It's definitely something different. Kind of reminds me, actually, of, like, that little square game where you, like, the world was going underneath you and you jumped over things while you were... I can't think of the name of that game. Anyways, I am going to give this a play. Not a pass. We're going to play. So I will be doing another Let's Play featuring this game to see how far I can go within these puzzles. Because it's getting pretty on the intense side as far as the puzzles go. And I think I want to go and see how far I can get, maybe, if not, beat the whole game. Anyways, this is your host with the most, Matt, with Nerdentials, and as always, nerds, I will see you on the other side.